Good podcast.
Hey everyone, this is Brianna Javon with What's Good Podcast Season 2. As you know, I don't have interviews. Instead, I have genuine conversations. And so this is episode number 3. I have 2 of my family members, my cousins, here today. We have Felicia and Sedric Berringer. How are you guys doing today?
We're great.
All right.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you guys so much for coming through. And so, if you guys are, if you haven't been listening to my other episodes, I do start off with every interview, every conversation with icebreakers. So, it's just to calm down the nerves so you guys can get into it. Y'all ready?
We're ready.
Okay. So, Felicia, for you, what is the best gift anyone's ever given to you and why?
I've never ever thought about it. But I would probably say my daughter Christina, when she was in kindergarten, their teacher had them to do handprints. And I've just always cherished that little handprint. It's just always meant so much to me. And she gave it to me on Mother's Day.
Oh, shout out to Christina.
Yes.
So precious.
Yes.
How old was she?
Yes. 4.
4. Oh,
She was 4. Yes, she was 4. She was 4.
So
Yes.
all right, Cedric, you're next. You have to wear a t-shirt with one word on it for 1 year. Which word do you choose?
Hustle.
Hustle.
Yeah.
Why hustle? I like that.
Well, work, try to make that money, right?
I ain't mad at
Try to get out there and get it.
you. Okay.
Hustle. From the book of Ross. Every
Okay.
damn hustling.
I like it. Okay. And so, go ahead and introduce you guys and your businesses.
Okay. I'm Felicia Berringer, and I'm the owner of a Harbour Family Services, and that is a placement agency. We place children that come into foster care. We place them in the best homes.
I love it. What made you get into the foster agency?
Actually, I started caring for children back in 1997
Okay.
when my children were smaller. I got away from it for a while, and I picked it back up, I think, in 2009.
Okay.
And what happened is I was going to do it on the weekends. And I just got hired with Humana Insurance.
Got it.
And I was a traveler for them, and I did a lot of their training on the phones. So I traveled from city to city, and I just started maybe 3 months into it. And so then I have a cousin that said, well, you opened up the daycare and you said that you were going to do it on the weekends, but you're not doing it on the weekends. So how are you doing that? Well, you know, what's going on? So I said, okay, let me go ahead and make some calls and let me start doing it. So I started doing it, and it grew so fast. Like overnight, I had like 26 kids.
Wow.
And so, yes. And that was too many children to have. And so I said, I can't do both. So I had to choose. So one night, I just made up my mind. I said, I'm not gonna do the daycare anymore. So I went to work that next morning. When I went to work that next morning, I said, I can't stop. I can't quit the daycare. So I left my badge on the table, left a little note, thanking them for the opportunity and everything, and saying my goodbyes just quietly. And I haven't looked back since.
Wow. Not a second thought.
Not a second thought. So I went from doing that, and then I started fostering. And I started fostering because with the daycare, you meet so many different people, parents and children. I saw that there was a need for fostering. There was just not enough foster parents, homes and beds. So I talked to my husband about it, and he loves kids, so it was a no-brainer for him. I was like, so what do you think if we do this? And he was like, well, we can do both. I was like, no, we can't do both. I was like, no, we can't do both. He was like, well, what about the kids in the daycare? We'll give them notice. And we'll let them know we won't turn anyone away. We'll wait till the parents find the daycare that fits their children's needs. And so we started fostering, and I fostered for about 4 or 5 years, and we really, really loved that. But I saw some things that I didn't like, that I cannot change with just being a foster parent.
I see.
So then I had to figure out a way to make some changes to be able to have more of a say-so. So we decided to open up a Heart with Hope foster care agency.
So why the name? I've always been interested in the name, how that was created.
Well, a Heart with Hope is because each child that we have loved, nurtured, and took care of touched our heart in some type of way. Some type of way. And we would hope that we touch their hearts equally,
right?
If not more.
When they leave the house, they feel that. They get something out of coming to us. Us giving them love, they giving us love. Hey, it helps. It helps. And we hope that they get something out of it. That's our main thing.
Just walking away with something.
Yes, walk away with something.
And it's giving the hopeless hope. That's our motto. Giving the hopeless hope. A Heart with Hope Family Services, giving the hopeless hope. That's what's on our cards.
I love it. Okay, cousins. And so, since we talked about the business, let's talk about you guys together.
Okay.
How did you meet?
Work. Yeah.
Previous years ago, though.
Yeah.
So how long have y'all been known? Oh, I'm about to get the background story. I never known this. So how long have y'all been knowing each other?
1997. 98. 97, 98.
So how did y'all circle back?
What do you mean?
I mean, so like...
Well, I worked at Kodak.
Okay.
And he delivered.
I picked up.
Well, picked up at Kodak.
That's what Eckers and the
that's what people were doing film in
stores and
stores.
Walmarts and stuff like that.
And so we just never lost contact. And when we did lose contact, whenever we would see each other, it just kind of picked back up.
That's why I'm like, how did that circle back? Because of course, we've been, since 1990 something. And then how long y'all been married?
8 years and what's the date?
8 years Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
December 15th.
So so of course y'all kept communication. Was it like a, hey, let's go on a date, or like how did that happen?
Sometimes we went out on dates or, just met up for a couple of drinks or maybe, just chat, catch up, But for the most part, we seen each other at work. I was over there every day. And, so I mostly seen her and chatted with her when I snuck back there.
He snuck back there.
When he was sneaking back there, sneak back there to see her. And we just, in the beginning, we were not together. We were just friends.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we did start a relationship, and it just didn't work. And then we figured out, after doing that about 4 or 5 times, that we worked better together than apart. And so I told him, I just always knew that if we got together permanently, that we would be awesome. I said we would be a power team. And he just couldn't see that. He was like,
why couldn't you see that?
I don't know. But he said he always loved me.
I did.
You did? Okay.
But I was out there.
You was having too much fun.
Yeah, I was just wrong.
Something through all of that. What I can always say, he was always there for my children.
So good.
No matter what. Always there for the kids from day one.
So good. Okay.
From day one.
And
he has a love for he just has a natural love for all children, period. I do too, but his passion is so great when it comes to that.
And I've noticed that with the kids too, like Papa. Like, they
Yes.
love you.
Yes. Look at him smiling.
And so let me ask you, Cedric, since you mentioned, I gotta dig into some questions.
Oh God.
You mentioned that you was out there. What made you want to settle down? Of course, every man say, you gotta learn how to settle down. One day it happens. What made you settle down? Look at that, I want to know too.
Honestly, just getting tired. And it wasn't right, And I started to feel things that I didn't feel before. And it really opened my eyes to saying, dude, you need to sit you need to sit down somewhere. So, I did it, and I just, I sat down and I ain't look back. Don't miss it. I ain't gonna lie, I don't think about it, but I don't miss it. And where I'm at, I'm happy. I'm being supplied with everything, and shown love, and and not to mention we both headed the same direction.
So good.
That helps too. Because if it was unbalanced, that ain't gonna work.
Right.
So that helps to succumb it down.
Look at that. Good answer. So, a couple of, maybe not even a couple of weeks ago, maybe last week, you and I had a conversation about rules in a marriage. And you had told me one specific rule for you guys. Look at that. Can we talk about that and elaborate?
We can talk about that rule. No questions off limit.
Oh.
We decided no questions off limit. No matter how it may make the other person feel. If you think you don't trust me, it don't matter. If I'm thinking it, then I have to ask. Because you do not want the person to assume or jump to conclusions. So we have lived by that rule since we have been married. There are no questions that are off limit with us. None. We ask each other anything that we want to know about each other. And we discuss everything. There are no decisions made at that house without us. So if he said it was okay, then you better know that we said it's okay. And if I say it's okay, you better know we said it was okay.
Because that is one of my questions, because, you see...
And we're friends.
And that's
like Sedric and I, we're really friends. Like, I'm kind of serious and and he's all laid back and all comfortable and stuff. So we balance each other out, like, really well.
That's good.
And we really are friends.
Because, okay, I'm not sure if you guys watched this show, Married to Medicine.
I have.
So they went on this retreat. And this one couple, I think Contessa and whatever her husband's name is, she decided to pursue her education, and her husband is not liking it. And so I was going to ask you about, as far as those decisions, do you feel like it's something that should be applied to every marriage, to where we both have to agree? Because some people out here just doing whatever they want to. If I feel like we're going to do this, then this is how we're going to do it.
No. Now you do have to agree to disagree, because there are things that he wants me to do that I might not be ready to do, or that he wants to see me do, and I may have to think about it. I don't just say no and I just don't cut it down, because he thinks his wife can just move mountains. Okay, like so he does, right? Am I right? And so he wants me on the runway, he wants me on TV, he wants me, doing a whole lot of things, and I'm more cautious. He's the risk taker. Yeah.
So you're like, go for it, and she's more like, let's plan it out.
Yeah. Whatever happens, happens. I mean, shoot. You can plan it out, the same thing can happen if you just went for it.
Yeah. Same outcome.
Yeah.
even with the last say so with the agency, I went back and forth, wanting to get partners and not want to do it by myself. He was like, I don't know why you're doing all that. You can do it. You know, you have it in you to do. Just go for it. So
because I speak highly of her like that because she's a go getter. You know, I say hustling. She do hustle. You know? So that's why I know if she put her mind to it, she can move anything she wants. She can go get anything she wants. I know she can do that. That's why I can say that and mean it. You know, so you know, I'm not just blowing smoke. I'm serious. You know, yeah, let's do this, man. I know you can do it. I got your back, man.
yeah, that's what he says too.
Yeah, let's do this.
And I've been trying to think it out, and he'd be like, "Stop thinking about it. Just do it." Yeah. Yes.
You done thought yourself out of it.
Thinking too hard.
And just imagine if you would have did it.
That makes sense. And so with that being said, man, have you guys ever had to talk, like let's say a contract or something didn't go through and you just got real upset. How did you talk her down like it's gonna be okay? That's support coming in.
Yes.
Can we talk about a time that that has happened and how did you guys support one another through that trial?
Well, when things if it happens to her, well, it has happened a couple of times. I'll just sit down. First she'll do this. Then she'll read back. Then she'll start talking. Okay, baby, you're right. All right. Well, baby, what if? Then she'll sit back in the chair. She'll start thinking. Don't think. Don't think. What we gonna do?
Yeah.
You know, I try to get her to. I start rubbing her shoulders, kind of relax her, ease her mind, rub her feet, just, get her something to drink, and rub her hands and, her arms, anything to make her relax, because when she's relaxed, she see clearly, she see better. She can take care of that business that's giving her that problem. And so that's what I try to do. When she's relaxed, then she come up, oh, okay, well, let's do this here. Well, here, there we go then.
Right.
Let's do that.
That's the solution.
There you go. It ain't that do nothing but rubber shoulders, huh?
The world would be much better if we just got a little shoulder rub.
So you're going to pass that one on.
Okay.
I mean, you keep them relaxed when they have problems like that, man. It'll come to them. Because you can't think when your mind is in running, when it's running like that, you can't think clearly. If you slow it down, then you can see things better. Then you can start putting it in proportion. Then you get where you're trying to get to. Yeah.
Well, Felicia? What? You're just so proud.
I'm not letting him go. That's all I gotta say. I'm not letting him go. If he go, it's gonna be a we. I'm not letting him go. No.
So what have you done for a situation vice versa? You had to talk him off the edge.
Well,
Do you even get angry?
well, Sedric, he kind of like just goes into stuff and just do it. So if he comes to me, I want to know step one. I want to know what you thought about, what did you think about that made you do that, and then step two, and then step three. So you got to tell me every little thing because I like to dissect. I like to pull it out, pull it apart, look at it, and that's how. That's how. But then after I do all that, and then I tell you, well, baby, let's try it this way. And when you try it this way, you say, well, why you didn't tell me that before I did all that in the first place?
Well, it's true. I mean, what's there?
Oh. Then you gonna put the shoulder.
It's never a dull moment in our home. When
how
I
do
say
you guys
never,
keep that alive? Because some people be bickering.
you see how we are. We like this all the time. I don't know.
We bicker,
We do.
but we don't go to bed bickering. If we're gonna start out bickering that afternoon, by the time we go to bed, a particular argument with us. You know what? Well, you gonna do this, and I'm gonna go do that. What the hell? I'm not gonna do that. Give me some sugar.
Yeah, that's true. That is exactly what happens.
Hey, come on, get in bed. We go sleep.
Yes, that's exactly what happens.
But that is so good because some
we
people
don't-
out here
What
arguing,
happens?
going to bed angry.
No, we
No, we
can't.
don't go to
No.
bed. We don't.
Is that another rule of y'all?
Yeah. We
Yes,
can't go
it
to bed.
just
Yeah.
it just doesn't.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen.
Mhm.
He's so silly for one thing. It just doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if I ask him to do something or he asks me to do something, we don't want to do it, and I say, keep acting up. Next time I'm not gonna let you do it for me. You just keep on.
I say
Right.
Next
promise.
time I'm not, yeah. And then he'll say promise, and then we start laughing.
That is too funny.
Yeah,
And
then we
arguments
start
over.
laughing.
I know you
That's
be
it.
having a straight face too. That's like what you got.
That's it. Yes. That's what we do.
It's so funny. Okay, so how? Because I know grandkids, kids. We have a big family.
The love of our lives.
How do you guys manage the marriage, the kids, the grandkids, the businesses? How do you guys keep everything together?
By us working together. But I'm gonna tell you, God and grandkids
Mm-hmm.
come first. Those grandkids,
Mm-hmm.
those are some love blessed little grandkids.
Mm.
So,
They come first.
so why that order?
God is the head of everything. We pray, we talk about God,
Mhm.
we involve God.
Mhm.
When I get off track, He know how to throw him up.
Mm-hmm.
And when he get off track, I know how to throw him up.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes up, blah.
Yeah.
Cause we can cut up.
Mm-hmm.
We both can cut up. But there's never been a disagreement about any of those grandchildren.
So
You know, the
God,
kids.
grandchildren, and we'll be third in place.
It's just the rest of the family just falls in line.
Business.
Yeah.
Whatever we have
Because
going on.
even with the business, the children are our children.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
when we meet them, when we taking care of these children, they are our children. A lot of people that foster don't look at it like that, or maybe they think of it a little different. But if I'm responsible for you,
Mm-hmm.
I'm making sure you eat, I'm making sure you go to school, I'm making sure you have your doctor's appointment. Those are all the things that I would do for my kids. I'm making sure you have a coat, and my kids don't look any kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
When my foster kids go to school,
Mm-hmm.
you can't pick them out and say that those are
Yeah.
those foster kids. The earner and the starcher here, we have had parents that tell us, how did y'all starch those pants? I wash them pants over and over. You know that crease won't come out those pants?
Mm-hmm.
The kids. We love the kids. We do.
So good.
We love the kids.
Because it's unfortunate, like, when you see TV certain times in fostering, it's like they don't put all into those kids, unfortunately.
Mhm.
So that's good to hear that, you know,
Oh, yeah,
that you
that's-
guys treat, you know, the foster children as your
Your
own.
own.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's a shame that someone do that.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, we in our house, in our house, we, you know, they got the TV,
Mhm.
they got cable, they got games,
In their rooms, they should.
they got toys in the back.
They
You
should.
know, they have everything that our kids would have.
They should.
We're not trying to make anybody no different wherever they come from.
Just
If they in there, that's our responsibility. So we're gonna supply you with that, you know.
Mhm.
So, but you know, we ain't got no problem in unplugging too if you get to mess it up. You
Right.
know,
You
They're
punish
yes,
yourself.
they're
Yeah.
close against
so
their
you know,
Yeah.
yeah. So
but
I mean,
it all
that
still
game can go away. The cable can get turned off. You know,
Mhm.
just you know, yeah, the consequences. That's just what it is. You know, can't do nothing else, of course, but you know, got to get them some kind of way. And then once they start paying attention, you know, we do conversation as well. You
Okay.
know, that's a start.
Mhm.
You know, then the conversation will work. Then you got to get them somewhere else, and that would be the games and stuff like that.
Something to get their attention.
Yeah, something to get.
When he says get them some type of way, he means to get their attention.
Yeah, get their attention.
Yeah, get their attention.
So know it's serious.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're just on one accord when it comes to everything, but we knew coming into the marriage because we both have been married before,
right,
to others. So we knew what we didn't want to do and what we didn't want to happen. So we had to make up in our minds that we were going to make it work and then figure out how we were going to make it work. And one rule: no questions off limits. There are no questions. There are no questions in our minds about one another because we ask.
Okay. So that's a nice segue for this next question.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Do you allow your spouse to hang out with single friends or family members?
I do. I do.
Because some people, for whatever reason, they're like, no. We can only hang out with married couples.
Well, with me, that would be a problem because I'm not around a lot of married people. I don't,
Yeah.
So for me, that would be a problem. If he put that on me, then
staying in the house.
Yeah, that would almost mean staying in the house. Him a little different because most of his friends they are coupled up or married, so him a little different. But yeah, no, we don't have that. But I think it's good for you to get out, whether it be with a married person or a single person. You have to carry your integrity wherever you go.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You have to carry that with you wherever you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not going to embarrass my husband, and I have a ring on my finger, and then a man see this ring on my finger, and then I'm engaging in conversation with him, other than a friendly, cordial conversation, and give him rights, verbal rights to say, well, you put that ring on her finger, but she talking to me. You don't get to say that to my husband. But if you're doing that and your intentions are not good, then they do get to say that to your husband. So how do you want men and women to treat your spouse?
That's where the boundary is. Don't entertain it.
Yes. Yes, and just let it be known.
You agree? Did you have an add-on?
No.
So, with you guys, there's two options. Did you apply the trust and it was just taken away, or do you have to earn trust?
Oh wow. Well, I guess for me, I applied it and I wasn't disappointed to take back. So I gave it to her and she hasn't failed me. So, I have to applied it.
Okay.
I applied it. She didn't have to earn it because we was friends before we got together.
Right.
I already knew. She knew about me. I knew about her. We knew about our past. We knew about things that was going on. So it wasn't. Hell, we were both an open book.
Right.
I mean, what shit? How can you not trust that? So
Yes, I would agree with him.
Yeah, that's what it was.
The trust was applied. It was just given freely. We just gave it to one another, and then I'm pretty sure I know with myself, I just hope that he would take care of it. You know what I'm saying? Just take care of it. And just let it grow. Just let it grow. Just let it grow. Just let it grow. Because when you